Okay, we're going to start out with this picture where I'm going to put George Bush's face over on Marilyn, and I start that out with opening up the two pictures side by side, and first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out George's face using the lasso tool. There it is, clicking around his face. It doesn't matter how much of it I get, just so I get all of his face. Go around his face. Then I'm going to Control C to copy it, and Control V will paste it in as a new layer. Now I will slide that layer over onto Marilyn's picture. There. Now I will resize it, change the opacity to about 50% so I can see through it, and then resize it, holding down the shift key to make it go so it keeps its perspective. Try to line the eyes, nose, and mouth up pretty good, looking through him onto her. That looks pretty good. Now I will add a layer mask, and I'll get me a big fuzzy brush and paint on the layer mask with black, which will remove. There, painting him all off. Doesn't look too bad there. Now I will raise the opacity back up, and I'm going to change just a little bit to make it fit just a little bit better so it looks right on her head. So his face matches her head. And slide her around. That looks pretty good right there. Now I'm going to add some of his forehead back in to get the shading right. A little bit of his jaws off there. I'll put that back in. Go around, paint that back in. There's a little bit. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Now I'm going to go to black again to put her hair back in over his forehead. That looks pretty good right there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. Go around. Now I'm going to adjust the color, the tones, saturation, brightness, contrast. Start with hue and saturation. Change it, lower the saturation a little bit, raise the hue a little bit. Now it's too green. Just move it around till it kind of matches pretty good. That matches pretty good. Now I'm going to change the brightness and contrast. I'll make it a little bit brighter to match her skin. Take the contrast down a little bit. Looks pretty good right there. Okay, that looks pretty good for a quick job. Now I'll save it. File, save for web. Screw that. We're just going to save it. It's not too big. There. Save it someplace where I can find it. Put it in my pictures. I can find it there. Save as Marilyn JPEG. Now, whoops. Now I'm going to save the PSD file. That saves it with all the layers. Save that where I can find it. Contest sites where I saved the other one. Save. OK. And that's about it.